I'm Patrick Smith, and welcome to today's segment of Gov Conversations with Jennifer Sokol, Principal Analyst, Federal Information Solutions at Deltek. Today we'll be discussing the top federal contract opportunities for fiscal year 2014.
Thanks for joining us today, Jennifer.
Thank you.
In terms of bellwether federal opportunities, what do we anticipate for fiscal year 14?
So when we took a look at the top 20 opportunities going into fiscal year 14, the contract value for those combined came out to be about $160 billion. This is significant because it's the highest level of contract value we've seen since fiscal year 2010, and it's quite higher than what we saw last year, which was a low watermark for us in regards to contract value and opportunities. We have seen that this level is in line with what we had for total contract value in fiscal year 11 and fiscal year 12, although it's slightly higher. Fiscal year 11 came in at about $142 billion. Fiscal year 12 came in at about $148 billion. So this could be seen as somewhat of a normalization after last year. The overall historical trend associated with the opportunities is heavy in defense. In fiscal year 14, we certainly see that again, with defense opportunities accounting for about 73% of the total contract value. What's interesting is that Army dominates the defense opportunities for fiscal year 14. In fact, 8 of the top 20 are associated with the Army, and the top 3 dollar value opportunities are out of the Army as well. So that would be the S-32G contract, which has a ceiling value of about $30 billion. We also have ITES 3H Chess, which comes in at about $25 billion, and then the R-24G, which comes in at about $16.4 billion.
Are there any new programs in the top opportunities?
Yes, we do have new programs. While the list or the opportunities for fiscal year 14 are dominated by recompetes or follow-ons, we do have about 6 new programs. And by new programs, what I mean is that we don't have incumbent contracts associated with those programs. And those 6 programs total about $31 billion, or 19% of the total contract value for fiscal year 14. What's interesting is that 3 of those 6 are IDIQ contracts. So the first contract is out of Health and Human Services, and it's for research, management, assessment, development, and analysis, or ARMADA, and it's associated with the Healthcare Affordability Act and statistical analysis and that sort of thing. And it has a ceiling value of about $7 billion. The next professional services IDIQ, that's a new program, is out of Department of Commerce, and that's the PROTECH program. And that's for professional and technical services with a ceiling value of about $5 billion. And then finally, an AEC, or Architecture, Engineering, and Construction opportunity, and that's for primarily new construction on the East Campus of Fort Meade in Maryland.
Is there one standout trend for the top federal opportunities?
Yes, last year with fiscal year 13, we referred to it as the year of the GWAC, or Government-Wide Acquisition Contract, and that was because we had several high dollar value GWACs on the list, including NASA's SUP 5. We also had GSA's OASIS program, and out of HHS we had CIOCS. So if last year was the year of the GWAC, then this year could certainly be called the year of the agency-specific IDIQ follow-on. So a lot of those recompetes, and this is important for vendors to understand, is the fact that these IDIQ contracts, these task order-based contracts, are taking an increasing level of importance within the federal landscape. We've seen increased reported federal spending against these vehicles, and in fact, over the last 4 fiscal years, the amount of reported spending has grown on these vehicles by about an 8% compound annual growth rate. So as contractors are looking for ways to expand their footprint in the federal market, they want to take into consideration these task order contracts, their follow-ons, or if new programs are being introduced, so that they can incorporate those into their business development portfolio to ensure they have a good way to sell into the federal government for success in the future.